and the director of the Oregon Screams Horror Film Festival. And we're doing a little bit of catch up here. We had a screenplay from back in our summer 2022 event, a short horror screenplay that was actually nominated for an award. And we finally get a chance to talk to Madison Frye. Hello, Madison. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Awesome. If I can tell the difference between horror and horror comedy, I'm sorry about that. But
I mean, it could be a
we
comedy
deal
if
with so many
you
screenplays, and,
focus
and
on it hard enough, I guess.
we do. It's funny because we started a horror comedy category, and all these people started copying it, and it's popular because people like to poke fun at the horror genre a little bit, and we kind of use it as an icebreaker because you watch enough blood, murders, people getting eaten, burned, and stabbed to death and stuff like that. Sometimes you need a little
Yeah.
joke, to kind of break up the monotony.
Mhm.
Um, but yours is definitely not a comedy, so welcome, and I can't wait to talk to you about this. This is made an impression, huge, favorable impression on the judges with your writing style, and this is a very competitive category. So hats off to you for
Oh,
placing.
thank
Good
you. I
job.
appreciate it.
Well, why don't you tell us, since I'm bad at ruining storylines, what is the synopsis? Um, what is this screenplay about? Because Across the Road doesn't tell us enough. The title, Across the Road. What is this thing really? What's really going on here?
Okay, so basically, this girl named Sam, uh, she gets killed in the beginning by a mysterious, truck that follows her on the road. And then it goes back to our main character, Diane. And this new neighbor moves in across the street. This guy that's like very like, he's like an extreme hillbilly and he's very like, he's building this, he moves in and he brings his crappy trailer with him and he just is building this big fence around his house and Diane is just kind of looking out one like thinking okay, this is weird. And like her daughter Becky is was actually friends with Sam, so Becky's not in the best of moods and everything. And yeah, it's basically where like Diane and this guy are just, pretty much staring at each other. And like she's trying to figure out, she goes over and talks to him. And then, of course, he's like extremely creepy and suspicious. But it's kind of like also where like Diane is also has a secret of her own. So it's kind of like them like figuring out things about each other. And yeah, and then like, um, they're just kind of of course, like, yeah, so one of them is the killer, obviously, and, Diane has this past that is kind of hinted at. Um, yeah, so then, like, it's kind of like just her relationship with difficult relationship with Becky and like the creepiness of this neighbor and just how it like culminates into something, if that makes any sense.
No, very interesting. And what I like about it, what I really liked about the story, and I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself, but this is you've written this to be a lot about dialogue and looks and expressions and unfolding of the mystery. And it doesn't look like this is a huge budget to shoot. This looks very doable. What's your plans here?
So I'm hoping to make it at some point. Yeah, just the problem is like the budgeting, because I just moved to LA and like I'm focusing all my money on that and everything. But yeah, me and Alyssa are working on. Oh yeah, Alyssa is my twin sister. We make films together all the time. We're a team, and yeah, so we're kind of like doing stuff like for independent projects right now and then just kind of
Hmm.
working our way through that. Like I was recently sound design for this web series called Please Like and Subscribe by the Way Back Lot on YouTube. I was recently the sound engineer for that. Um, yeah, so we're just doing little things like that, and we're trying to, get to know people with the same interests, so that we could
Hmm.
all just, we can make things and just kind of, work our way into putting things into festivals like yeah, right now we're putting our short film horror film Wick that we made over the summer. We It was recently selected for Shockfest, and yeah, we're putting that in. a bunch of different things, and we're planning on to put it into more film festivals and hopefully get it more, so that people could, watch it and enjoy it. You know.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Cool that you're coming out with more content. I want to get into your sound design a little bit because that's kind of my background, or at least the work you do. Are you doing, Foley and dialogue mixing and sound effects? You're doing all of it?
Yeah, I do all that stuff, like yeah, the mixing, the sound design. Yeah, for that short web series, I even did a little bit of like I worked with removing some background sounds and doing some like audio dialogue replacement, like
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So yeah, that was challenging, but it was fun. And yeah, so I do all that stuff with sound because yeah, I have a minor in audio engineering, and like I'm grateful that they taught me, all kinds of aspects of the sound engineering because sometimes sometimes when you go for something they focus on like one thing the most, but this was like they went into everything basically, which is really cool.
Okay. Well, that sounds like you're very well rounded. If somebody wants to give you a call or send you a message, I should say, if somebody wants to send you a message about your sound design work and maybe some of the things you're working on, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
I would say probably I think there's like a little message thing on my website, but probably the best way is through Instagram. Uh,
Okay.
the link that I sent you was for me and Alyssa's Instagram. We call ourselves Celtic Skies Productions for now when we make stuff. So I guess like yeah, if you want to reach out to me through there, and then like I could give you my email, or and then you could get in touch with me.
Okay. Well, we've got the Instagram and your website linked in the description. I'm going to rewind because I forgot one question. Why did you
Okay.
write this screenplay? Like, what motivated you to write this?
Okay. So originally it was actually for a class, but I turned it into my own little passion project thing. And like yeah, so I was thinking of like I'm always thinking of stuff to write, but something that inspired me was this creepy story my mom told me that when she was picking me up from my job a few years ago in Pennsylvania. Um, she was like, because we lived in the middle of nowhere, like basically the setting of the story that I wrote, and she was driving down the road, and it was pitch black behind her. She couldn't see anything, like there was no looked like there was nothing behind her because you would see the headlights and stuff. So she was driving down the road alone in the middle of this mountain road with all the trees, and suddenly this other car comes on the other side, and its headlights shine through her car, like they do, revealing that there was this creepy old pickup truck following her, like smack against her bumper without its headlights on. So that kind of inspired me for this, which I actually added that in it. But they say that sometimes, like, if you get rid of your favorite part, it means that you're actually that you're really done with your screenplay. so, so I got rid of it. But yeah,
All right. Well, creepy enough. And you did a good
yeah.
job at creepy. So,
Okay.
well, great work on this. It was good catching up. I'm glad we got to talk. And I can't wait to see your new film and see what else the writing you come up with. And good luck out in California.
Thank you. And I appreciate you and all the judges at Oregon Screams Horror Film Festival. I felt really grateful that you guys picked me as a finalist because I worked so hard on this, and I feel great that people are like enjoying it because that's the whole point, to entertain people and then share, make people feel emotion and like enjoy things, and I'm glad that it made an impact. And yeah, so I'm very grateful for that, so thank you.
Yeah, awesome. My pleasure. Good work on this.
Hey,
Have a good
thank
one.
you. You
No
too.
problem.